Hi, and welcome to this instructional video on completing the Illinois Shines Power Purchase Agreement Disclosure Form version 2. You will complete this form for a potential customer looking to enter into a power purchase agreement and participate in the Illinois Shines program. The disclosure form must be signed prior to the installation contract, and a signed disclosure form is required prior to the submission of a project application in the program. Let's get started by opening up a disclosure form in the portal. The first section of the disclosure form asks for general information about the project, including the form type, disclosure form name, and if the generated disclosure form PDF should be exported in Spanish. Under form type is where you will specify that this is a power purchase agreement form. The vendor ID will be hard-coded in the disclosure form at this point. Please note that the disclosure form name is primarily a unique identifier for the approved vendor or designee to help keep track of their disclosure form. The form is organized into 12 sections on the portal, and you will be asked to walk through each section before moving on to the next. You can keep track of your progress using the status bars on the right. You have the ability to revisit sections and resume progress prior to submitting the form. Required fields are marked with an asterisk, and you will be provided helper text in the fields to help guide form entries and inform data validations. If your data validation does not pass, you will need to correct the value before moving on to the next section. Conditional fields will determine the resulting information shown in the disclosure form presented to the customer. Please consult the 2023-2024 Distributed Generation Power Purchase Agreement Disclosure Form Walkthrough Guide for any additional assistance and details that may not be provided in this video. Section 1, Customer Contact Information. This section of the disclosure form asks about the customer or site host, including the customer type, such as residential, small commercial, large commercial, industrial, or public school, the site host name and contact information, and the installation address of the project. Please note that the state is hard-coded as Illinois. You will also be asked to indicate the customer's electric utility. If the customer's utility is a municipal utility or rural electric co-op, you will be prompted to provide the name. Section 2, Other Parties' Contact Information. This section of the disclosure form asks for information about the project owner and installer. You can autofill this section using the approved vendor contact information if the project owner is the same as the approved vendor. If the name used for marketing is different than the company's legal name, please provide the name used for marketing for customer visibility. If the installer is unknown at the time the form is being completed, you will be asked to provide 3 potential installers. The legal name is required for any known project installer, while only the marketing name is required if you're listing 3 potential installers. Section 3, Project Pricing Information. This section of the disclosure form asks for details of the project pricing and payments. At this point, you should provide information about the payments owed for the project and when those payments are due. This includes any down payment, the total amount of all estimated PPA payments over the course of the contract, the frequency of PPA payments, the term of the PPA, including both years and months, and the total number of PPA payments required over the term of the contract. Additionally, the starting and ending PPA price per kilowatt hour and escalation rate must be provided. If any of the fields for a payment are not applicable, you will still need to enter 0 instead of leaving it blank, as all fields in this section are required. Do not include a $ or comma in any of the currency fields. These fields are identified with a $ symbol in the name of the field. The total project payments field will be automatically calculated based on the information input. Section 4, fees and total cost. This section will identify additional fees that may be assessed to the customer or site host. The conditional and non-conditional fees are broken out separately in the new disclosure forms to allow for the summation of the non-conditional fees with other costs. Fees that are known to apply will be entered first, followed by conditional fees that may apply depending on circumstances such as late payment fees or return check fees. There will be an opportunity to indicate if and when these conditional fees apply. In the final PDF of the disclosure form, the costs and fees will be listed out separately and then summed. The values that are known to apply will be automatically incorporated into the total cost of the project. Other fees that may apply will be itemized in a separate table and not included in the total cost of the project. Section 5, Illinois Shines Incentive Payment. This section will be dedicated to the Illinois Shines Incentive Payment and ask for the expected value of the REC payment to the approved vendor. A REC calculator is provided in order to estimate the REC incentive payment amount. This section also addresses whether the project is contingent upon selection for the Illinois Shines program. If the project is not contingent upon selections for Illinois Shines, select no, and also indicate if the pricing terms will change if this project is not selected for Illinois Shines. Section 6, project installation. This section covers project installation timing. The project installation timing can be estimated. Please provide either the estimated date or the days from when the contract is signed. You will also be required to provide the estimated date for the seller to furnish a mechanic's lien waiver and select which party is responsible for submitting a project interconnection application to the utility. You must also indicate if the owner intends to file a UCC-1 filing. Section 7, project design specifications. This section concerns the design specifications for the project. This includes the system size, mounting location, the expected life of the project, and the gross annual electricity production in kilowatt hours for the project in the first year. Please be sure to have this information ready when completing the form. The first year production and AC system size will be used to calculate the 15-year capacity factor. The capacity factor will help customers understand how well the solar project will perform relative to other projects in the program. Section 8, net metering and distributed generation rebate. This section is conditional and will only appear if the customer's utility is ComEd or Ameren. You will be asked to indicate whether an application will be submitted for the smart inverter rebate, also known as the DG rebate. This rebate payment is separate from the REC payment under Illinois Shines. However, it is required that you disclose this information to the customer. If an application for the DG Smart Inverter rebate will be submitted to ComEd or Ameren, indicate yes, and then indicate the rebate amount and who will keep the rebate payment. Section 9, project operations, maintenance, warranties, and guarantees. This section covers disclosures to the potential customer about whether project maintenance is included and information about their warranties, including issues related to improper installation and manufacturer's warranty and insurance included for loss or damage to the project. If the customer has warranties provided, please be prepared to provide information on how many years it is included and who is responsible. For example, you will need to select if the approved vendor, owner, or installer is responsible for maintenance or warranties. Section 10, early termination or completion of contract. This section addresses the early termination or completion of the power purchase agreement. Fees for early termination of the agreement must be disclosed here along with contract renewal and system removal information. Section 11, additional terms and disclosures. This section addresses additional terms and disclosures as well as providing information on a potential transfer of the power purchase agreement if the home or business where the solar project is located is sold. If a transfer is allowed, you will be required to complete the requirements for transferring PPA obligations field. The additional details or explanatory information section may be used to enter terms and conditions to be outlined in the customer's contract that are pertinent to understanding their installation, timing, pricing, or other information related to the project that has not been covered by the previous sections of the disclosure form. Section 12, submit and download. By the final section of the disclosure form, you will have entered all information that is required. Once you click submit, you cannot make any changes to this disclosure form, so make sure all information provided is accurate and complete. After downloading the form must be signed by the customer, uploaded or sent to the customer for electronic signature through the Illinois Shines portal or other commercial available signature platform. To upload a wet sign form from the portal at a later date, you would toggle over to the view form and upload the signed PDF. In conclusion, the Illinois Shines Program Power Purchase Agreement Disclosure Form is an essential document that must be filled out accurately and completely on behalf of your customers to participate in the Illinois Shines program. By following the instructions in this video, you can ensure that your customer's application is processed quickly and efficiently, and that they can start enjoying the benefits of the Illinois Shines program. If you have any questions about completing disclosure forms on the portal, please reference the portal help guide on the Illinois Shines program website. Additionally, you may always reach out to the program administrator at admin@illinoisabp.com for additional questions. Thanks for watching.